Good afternoon. Welcome to our Thursday live, mid-June, and in South Africa, we are actually celebrating today Youth Day. I have a very special youth person with me in this room. Tjhoko, come stand here next to me. So Tjhoko is a youth human. He's also my son, and I'm extremely proud of him. He manages the St. Francis store for us. He is a positive, energetic go-getter, and I'm so proud to call him my son. And to all of those that aren't youth but are feeling young and energetic, I hope that you have enjoyed your Youth Day. Thank you, Tjhoko. No matter where you are watching, whether it's Switzerland, Australia, Mauritius, Namibia, sit back, relax, enjoy. Youth Day celebrated in South Africa with us, as I'm going to inspire you to do stencil work, to revamp your laundry, and just to give inspiration. I always say, see me as the instrument to unleash the creativity that might be hidden somewhere inside, because we all are creative. Today I'm going to share a stencil technique with you, and to those of you that know how to do this already, bear with me, just enjoy the session with us and get inspired. I'm going to work with a beautiful new Tjhoko paint stencil design that looks like this. So you can either use it as a border and use each section separately, or you can use the stencil as a whole. I'm going to work on the wooden boards that we have as part of the Tjhoko range because they are so versatile. In the St. Francis store, I use them as, I'll give the code of the stencil now. In the St. Francis store, I use them as serving plates where you can serve a rusk, mug of coffee on. You can use them as wall art. You can use them in your bathroom as a decorative item. I'm going to apply my stencil 22A3-2 onto my square plank. I'm going to make use of our Stencil of Paris paste, and the versatility of this paste is vast. I'm using a Hamilton's 50mm paint scraper. I'm spreading this onto my piece of plank. So I spread it with my paint scraper over my stencil onto my raw timber piece. If you are working on a varnish surface, say for instance you want to use this technique on a chest of drawers, which will be absolutely beautiful, make sure to clean your varnish surface well with lacquer thinners before you start applying the paste or paint. This is key to success when working on varnish surfaces, glass, melamine, previously painted surfaces, just to remove any greasiness that can prevent Tjhoko from gripping. Just a piece of info: all Tjhoko Paints products are water-based, eco-friendly, non-toxic. Even our packaging is upcyclable, recyclable. You can paint the glass jars, you can recycle them. So we try to upcycle and be kind to nature. Okay, once this now has been applied nicely and evenly, I remove my stencil. How beautiful is that? I use my finger to remove any excess Stencil of Paris paste, and I can wash my stencil in water, reuse. I will now allow for this board to dry well. Now, depending on the thickness of the application and your weather, 2 to 4 hours might be required. Colder winter months, everything takes longer to dry. If you live in coastal areas, the humidity also plays a role in the drying time of paint products. So in that case, you just be patient, look at the ocean. Kaylee is currently looking at whales breaching. I am green of jealousy. I'm standing here and not being able to see it, but I love to inspire you, so I'm not going to moan. I have a board here that has dried already. My next step is going to be to take a Tjhoko color, and you can absolutely use a color that you like. I'm going to use matte black, and the reason for this is we just completed the filming of our Tjhoko Champs very unique, inspirational tutorial videos with the Toast and Home magazine and an absolutely amazing filming crew called Thank You Kindly Bobby. It was a fun week filled with so much inspiration, and in the laundry that I'm revamping for the Tjhoko Champs competition, I have used the colors wood and black and white. So this will be an add-on to that space. I can't reveal that space yet, but believe me, it's exquisite. So I'm covering my dry stencil of Paris with a 50mm Hamilton's Enzyme brush. Evenly, I'm painting on top of my paste. Now this can be done on a furniture piece. It can be done on a larger surface like a wall if you are adventurous. So although I'm doing this technique on a small item, this is inspiration for maybe something else that you have in your space that you want to revamp. The Stencil of Paris space sets rock hard. Once this has dried, and I have a piece of wood here that has dried already. So this was stenciled, it was painted. I allowed the paint to dry. Drying time of Tjhoko, anything between 20 and 40 minutes. And now I'm going to sand this piece of wood with a piece of 80 grit sandpaper. What I find is easiest, and sorry for the noise if you hear the sandpaper, what I find is easiest for me when I do sanding is I roll up the sanding paper, hold it tight in the tube, and then sand. I'm going to demonstrate. I just want to dust it quick. Clean paintbrush works like a charm. And there I have a textured surface. And here's a few that I can share. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to do block art on my laundry wall. And this will be used as part of the blocks on that wall. Then we have such a beautiful stencil specifically for a laundry space. And why should a laundry be beautiful? It's to invite the other members in the home to share and spend time with you in that space. It can be team effort. So here's a beautiful laundry stencil. It's a 45 by 45 called, and the code is 2245-4. It's absolutely stunning, and it has different inspirational blocks on it. So I just love those pegs, do the pegs, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with Stencil of Paris again. Scoop some from my jar. Now you can mix it on a paint tray, in a plate, paper plate, anything that you have at home that you want to use. I'm only going to add a little bit of matte black. So I will feel on the consistency of the paste that the paste is not too runny once I've mixed the paint into the paste. If the paste is too runny, the runny paste will leak underneath your stencil, and that's something that we don't want. So I'll just make sure it's still a stiff paste. And something that I can also mention is once the paste dries, it dries 2 shades darker than the mixture I have in front of me, so it will be nice and dark even with this consistency. I did have masking tape in front of me, but I also did have Maestro in the kitchen. Maestro is our furry animal child that's also youth, not as well behaved youth as the rest of the youth members in the house. Okay, so I'm just going to secure my stencil in a way that it doesn't move. So there's my plank, there's my stencil, and just for safety's sake, if I can, this is the hardest part of any DIY project, is getting the end of the masking tape to use it. I'm just going to secure it there so that my stencil doesn't move. I use a palette knife, paint scraper, or your partner's credit card. You just tell him or her you're just using it for stencil work. They would not mind sharing it with you if it's for that purpose. And I'm spreading this paste mixed with paint over my quirky laundry stencil design. Now, a tip. If you remove your stencil and you see, oh, something is uneven, you allow for the paste to dry. Use your sandpaper, 80 grit or 100 grit, and just even any unevenness out.
Say drop your drawers unless you're just visiting.
I told you, Jaco, this is a quirky laundry design. Some fun in the space, and that's why I said do this in your laundry, in your washing room, your scullery, because it will create interest for the youth in the house to come and participate in the events happening in that space. I have spread it nicely and evenly. I remove my stencil, and there I have some washing pegs to add to my laundry. And over here, I'm going to share some of the designs with you so that you can be inspired to create something like this in your space. So this is what it looks like. Let's move those two around that the two circles aren't right next to each other. And here's the dry peg. So this is what it will dry like. And there's a beautiful mood shot. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these darker blocks in between. I don't have more, but you can make more and just add them. Maybe something there. And move this one there. And this one here. And there I have block art for my laundry. Okay, this is my inspiration for the day. And this is my message for the day. If you are young or old, it's very important to have good soundboards, good mentors in your life. Make sure that that person that you use as a mentor gives good advice and that assists and guides you on the right path. If you are older and you are a mentor to someone else, make sure that you inspire, uplift, and sincerely guide the youth on the right way. I am now going to present a workshop in our St. Francis store. I hope that those of you that are enjoying Youth Day will enjoy the rest of it. Those of you that's based in a different country, stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy. It's winter in South Africa, and I wish you loads of creativity and fun being creative till we meet again. Bye.